Hello, welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about finishes. I'm going to show you some of the finishes I use because I know they can be quite confusing. This is boiled linseed oil. It's really good for indoor stuff and gives a nice glossy finish. I use that quite a lot. My next go-to is Danish oil. It can be used indoors or outdoors. It doesn't darken the wood as much as boiled linseed oil, but it gives a nice satin finish. And then last but not least is teak oil. This is really good for outside because it helps to replace the natural oils that items lose when weathered, and it also adds a really nice matte finish. It can be used on inside stuff, but it's the best for outside. So what I'm going to do today is show you some of the effects of the different oils. This is boiled linseed, and this is a little wind chime thing that I made. Now I'm just gonna liberally soak it on to the piece like so. I will say, please be careful with these oils when you're using brushes or rags or anything like that. Make sure that you, if you're going to throw the rags in the bin, you make them wet first, because this stuff can just spontaneously combust on tissues and things like that. I don't think it happens very often, but it is possible. Also, if you don't like the smell of them, I would probably suggest doing it in a well-vented area. The smell doesn't bother me too much. Obviously they just smell a little oily, I suppose. As you can see, this is giving a beautiful finish. Just going to turn this around. There we go. And this is a piece of, I think this is a piece of spalted elm that I carved for a wind chime project, where I just carve random shapes and then, you know, put them all together as a wind chime. Right. So as you can see, it's already changed the colour of the wood quite drastically. We'll leave that there to dry for a minute. But that is the boiled linseed oil. I'm going to give that a few minutes to soak in, then I'm going to use some tissue to just buff it off with and make it nice. Okay, the next I've got is a little comfort bird, and that's an inside bird. So for that one, I'm going to use the Danish oil. Go. And this way you get to see the finish of all three oils. You can already see this is a lighter oil than the boiled linseed oil. It doesn't make the wood change colour quite so much, and I actually quite like the colour of this wood and the patterns in the grain already, so that's why I chose the Danish oil. But if I wanted it to be darker, then yeah, I'm hoping once I'm back off my holidays, I'm going to do a video series about different kinds of stains that you can make with household items, and things that you can probably get hold of, sort of where you live and things. So that'll be very interesting to add to this series. Right, there we go. So as you can see, it's not as shiny as the boiled linseed oil. It gives a nice sort of satin finish, so it's not really glossy, but it's not matte either. So I'm just going to pop that one down there, pop this lid on so I don't spill it. Okay, and last but not least, I've got another snail, and we are going to use the teak oil. Again, it's a nice light colour. It doesn't change the colour of the wood as much. Obviously, if your wood is already really dry, then that's going to affect the colour that you get. This was already green wood that I carved, and I'm now sealing before it's completely dry. So the colour shouldn't darken too much, whereas if it was a completely dry piece like this one, this has got teak oil on it. As you can see, it has darkened a fair amount because it was a really dry piece of wood that had already changed colour. So yeah, these are just some little fun things that I make to go in my garden. Right, so there's that one. Okay. Now, so the boiled linseed oil has been drying for a minute or two. I'm literally just going to buff off the excess with a piece of tissue, and as you can see, you get a really nice shiny finish. Look at that. You know, obviously you could add more coats. You could buff it with a bit of beeswax if you have some. Yeah, you see, that's really brought out the coloration in the wood, and that's a lovely finish. Okay. Next is the comfort bird. Again, I'm just going to buff off the excess. And as you can see, it hasn't changed the colour too much, and it's a nice satin finish, so it's shiny without being glossy, which is great. I'm just going to trying to pop these somewhere. And last but not least, the snail. I do love these little snails, they're ever so cute. Again, hasn't really changed the colour of the wood, and you get a nice matte finish on it, so it's not shiny once it's dried, and it doesn't darken the colour too much. Other finishes you can use, you can use 100% white mineral oil. It's basically plain oil. There's no added extras to it like there is Danish oil, teak oil and stuff. You can even, if you heat up some natural beeswax, if you get some of that off of Amazon or eBay and you heat that up, you mix some of this in with it and it keeps it soft like a paste, and then you can scoop it out almost like a lip seal consistency and wipe it on your creations, and then yeah, that's another nice safe natural finish, and also you get the joy of making it yourself. I hope this video has helped you. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you like my content, like and subscribe, that would be amazing. Thank you all for watching.